Up until this week, we have been highlighting moments in Jesus' ministry. And now we're going to begin a two-part series for Easter. And today we're going to talk about a very important event. And to catch up where I'm talking today, Jesus has gone into Jerusalem. And he has been betrayed by his disciple, Judas Iscariot. Jesus has been arrested late at night, put before the Jews in a trial, where they tried to convict him of blasphemy. And then they brought Jesus out to Pilate. And Pilate sent him over briefly to Herod, and Herod sent him back to Pilate. And Pilate is convinced that this man is innocent, and has him beaten and scourged and tries to have him released. But the Jews, they cry out to crucify him. And Pilate no longer has a choice. He's facing a full-on riot here. He has no choice but to crucify this man. And so he washes his hands of it and delivers Jesus over. And in Luke 23, starting in verse 30, we see the events unfold of this crucifixion. He is nailed to a cross. A cross that truly belongs not to Jesus, but to you and to me. And on this cross, he suffers utter agony. Every breath demands that he raise himself up by the nails in his hands. And in the midst of his agony, there are mockers, onlookers, rulers that are commenting to each other, saying, "Isn't this the one who claimed to be the Christ? Isn't this the one who claimed to be the Messiah? Isn't this the one who healed the sick? Isn't this the one who raised Lazarus? Why doesn't he come down from the cross? Or does he just not have the power to?" And the soldiers also mocked Jesus. They said, "Aren't you who you claim to be? Why don't you come down from that cross?" And there was also another insult written on the inscription above Jesus' head that said, "King of the Jews," which was not an insult to Jesus, but an insult to the Jews from Pilate himself. Because Pilate felt that he was innocent. And so he wrote that because that's exactly what the Jews hated him for, that they were calling him blasphemy for, because they put on him exactly what Jesus was claiming to be. And even one of the criminals crucified alongside Jesus starts mocking him, saying, "Aren't you the Christ? Aren't you the one who you said you are? Why don't you save yourself? Why don't you save us?" And there's a brief reprieve here from the mocking, as the other criminal silences this mocker. He says, "Don't you fear God? Don't you know who this man is? That he is the Christ. That these criminals deserve the sentence. The cross is for them. They deserve what they're getting. It is just that they are there. They are guilty. But this man, Jesus, he is innocent. He's not guilty. He does not deserve this punishment, this cross." And then Jesus says to him, he replies to this criminal, saying, "Truly I say to you, today we will be in paradise." And then darkness falls over the land, signifying just how tragic of a moment this is. And a veil, the veil that separates the holy from holies in the temple, it tears into right down the middle. And Jesus cries out his last words, "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit." And Jesus dies. And the onlookers go home, deeply moved by what they have witnessed here. And the centurion, seeing all this, the one who was in charge of the crucifixion, he says, "Certainly this was an innocent man." He starts praising God. He sees what's actually happened here. And so the terrible deed has been accomplished. Sin has been vanquished. Sin died with Jesus on the cross. The debt that we owe has been paid. And now God's presence becomes known to us. Because in the Holy of Holies sat God's presence. And now the veil is torn. And now God's presence is no longer in that Holy of Holies, but now rests and dwells within me and within you. And our debts are paid, because it is finished. Jesus has died for us. And then Jesus is buried. And that's where we're going to stop today. But now that's where we're going to leave it. Until next week, when we pick up again. And turn this sour, this bitter note into the complete opposite.